Hi, I'm Pete Garland of Blue Baron Carpet Cleaning Systems. Here today we have the Cub XL, and we're going to show an adaptation of our access point heat exchanger step-by-step instructions on how to install it. Our goal is to create a comfort level so that you feel like you can do this job and get it in there and make it work. The access point heat exchanger has a better design. It is patented, and it has a quick access to the heat, better than the helical coil wrap. It has a group of coils in which the heat rises quickly and it transfers the heat very rapidly into the coils. And we've also re-engineered the infrastructure so that we support the coil system in a way that there's no metal-to-metal rubbing. That's most inherent in a lot of heat exchangers, and particularly the Prochem heat exchangers have a bracketed metal-on-metal where the helical wrap is being bracketed down to the case. Well, with pulsations, water system, as well as exhaust pulsations, that creates a lot of havoc and wear and tear on that joint, which eventually starts to leak. So here today, we're going to do a step-by-step procedure on this to show the installation and how it fits in the bottom of this compartment. Also, it's interesting to know that the Cub is no longer available to Prochem. They no longer make this heat exchanger. So we're the answer to not only a better heat exchanger, but to keep them Prochem Performer Cubs out there on the road, as well as many other Prochem units. We're here today to be your answer to a better heater, and we'll show the installation process also for the Performer 405. We'll have a video step-by-step to shows how it's an exact duplicate for the body and the style. There's absolutely no plate sticking out or anything like that. This is perfectly rounded, as you had seen on our website, and we put a lot of time into making this work for the Prochem aftermarkets. So we hope you enjoy this video today, and if you have any questions, call me at 727-505-2989 here in Holiday, Florida. Thank you. We're going to cut this pipe here. It's rusted, so we're going to pull this off. This is your exit that comes down through the floor, coming out from your heat exchanger. So we're removing this pipe. Okay, we're in the back of the machine here. We're going to cut this header pipe right here, not too far down, because we want to be able to clamp it. You have a support piece right here for your side panels of the Cub truck mount here, and then we're going to cut just about right here. Now these two connections here, off the high out manifold, you've got a unloader hose here that comes off your unloader, goes right to your unloader, and that's your discharge. And then you've got this going to your sending hose going to your gauge. These two here have to be removed to give you the room that you need. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut to where we're going to add another pipe, a stainless flex pipe, and clamp it. So, you know, we're going to put the clamp on, so we don't want this to be in the way, and we don't want this to go down too far either to be in the way of the oil filter. So, and then we're going to have to make another cut down here because it's just too hard to get in here with the wrench and everything. These are all, I mean, we could do that, but on the other hand, since we're going to cut the pipe anyways, and the way the access point heat exchanger inlet is configured, will allow a little bit of flexibility here, and in future time, it'll pay off in the end. So what we'll do is we'll cut this here, and then we'll cut it twice down here, but we're going to have to remove these two hoses and even this 3/8 female T as a result as well to make for more room. So that's what we're going to do. Thank you. And we'll go on to the next clip. We're going to take this ball seat 90 off because the problem is when we take the this high out assembly off the pump, it hits the pulley. So what we need to do is take this off first. That'll give us some room and it won't be hitting the pulley. Now we're going to take this off, which has already been loosened by an 11/16 on this hex 3/8 nipple here that goes into the high out manifold of your pump. We're going to mark off where we're going to cut with a Sharpie here. Now that we cut this header right here, this had loosened up and we can pull this right off. And the next step, of course, is a water connection at the bottom. We got to detach all the water connections from the heat exchanger. There's one at the very bottom and one off to the side, and we'll have those removed, and then we'll be able to safely pull this heat exchanger out through the front. Here we are, side by side. Size comparison is the same. This canister is slightly wider, which meant that I had to take maybe about 1/8 on the side of the front opening, which was just, I took an abrasive saw, cutting wheel, and cut a little bit of that out because it was just a tad larger, but it still fits in there really nice, and I'll show you how it works, and I mean how it goes in there and how well it fits in there. Right now we're looking at hot out. Just as you see here, this is hot out, this is hot out. The only difference is right here is that this fitting here is on the side, and in this case the fitting is on this side, and we put the hose on, which will loop up into your ball seat 90 3/8. So this should fit in pretty good. And so let's go over to the truck mount and get this thing in. We have these hoses. They're going to be going to the left of the water box. It's a better way of doing it rather than try to go through that area of the silencer. It's just such a tight fit. So this is the configuration in which we ended up using. This is your inlet to your exhaust, and this is your hot out, and this is your cold water in. Much better and easier connection to make. We have now completed the installation of the access point heat exchanger in the Performer Cub, and everything went on there really well. It went in easy. Everything is made like the original equipment, slid right in. Then we got a bracket over here that lines right up, and the exhaust lines right up on the as you can see, goes straight out through the hole. And it was a real easy install. Wasn't very bad at all. We make these to scale, and we're the answers to all of the Performer Cub owners that now that Prochem no longer makes this Performer Cub heat exchanger, we're the fabrication company that will do that for you. Blue Baron Carpet Cleaning Systems, owner of the access point heat exchangers, have no problem in making this work for all the end users. So you can keep these units on the road longer and save yourself from having to buy a new truck mount. And as you can see in the back, where I had mentioned about cutting the exhaust pipe, the 1-inch stainless annular non-jointed flex hose went on there really well, and all the hot and cold connections got hooked up at the bottom really easy. And we also added a pulse hose, like a dampener pulse dampener or a nitrogen-filled accumulator, but this is a cheaper way to go, is to use a pulse hose, which will absorb the pulsation energy and smooth out the pulsations in your heating system and your plumbing, and save on the wear and tear of the entire system, the coils, the hoses, the interconnects, all the fittings. So it's a very inexpensive way of maintaining your unit and building longevity into your truck mount. So this Performer did very well with our new patented design, much better than the original design of Prochem. It's also was the infrastructure was re-engineered for longevity and to keep the coils from not rubbing up against each other. They work perfect, and they also absorb the heat energy much faster. So anyways, call us at 727-505-2989 if you have any questions, and we look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, thank you.